Sorry about that. And please, don't interrupt. The god's attendant stamped his foot. My lord, this is most irregular. He was an odd-looking fellow, an elderly blue Egyptian man with a huge scroll in his arms, too solid to be a ghost, too blue to be human. He was almost as decrepit as Ra, wearing nothing but a loincloth, sandals, and an ill-fitted wig. That was supposed I suppose that glossy black wig of fake hair was meant to look manly in an ancient Egyptian sort of way. Along with the coal eyeliner and rouge on his cheeks, the old boy looked like a grotesque Cleopatra impersonator. Roll of papyracy Rohel was simply enormous. Years ago I'd gone to synagogue with my friend Liz, and the Torah they kept was tiny in comparison. It's all right, disturber, father told him. We may continue now. But my lord, the old man, was his name really disturber? Became so agitated he lost control of his scroll. The palm dropped out and unraveled, bouncing down the steps like a papyrus carpet. Oh, bother! The stubborn struggled to reel in his document. The father suppressed a smile, turned back to the ghost in the pinstripe suit who was still leaning out the scales. My apologies, Robert Wyndham. You may finish your testimony. This bowed and scrapped. Yes, Lord Osiris. He referred to his notes, began rounding off a list of crimes he wasn't guilty of. Murder, theft, and selling cattle under false pretenses. I turned to Walt and whispered, he's the Marlin chap, isn't he? What's he doing in Osiris's court? I was a bit troubled to find out. I was a bit troubled to find out Walt once again had an answer. He asked the life looks different to every soul, he said, depending on what they believe. But that guy, he must have had a strong impression. Maybe he read the stories when he was young. And if someone doesn't believe in any afterlife, he asked. Well, gave me a sad look. And that's what they experience. On the other side of the dies, blue god disturber hissed us to be quiet. Why is it when Dantas try to silence kids, they always make more noise than the noise they're trying to stop? The ghost of Robert Wyndham seemed to be winding down his testimony. I haven't given fault witness against my neighbors. I'm sorry. Can't read the last line. Fish! The Disturber yelped crossly. Have you stolen any fish from the Holy Lakes? I lived in Kansas. They said, so no. My father rose from his stone. Very well, let his heart be weighed. One of the snake demons produced a loon parcel the size of a child's fist. Let me Collins inhaled sharply. His heart is in there. Shh! The little said that out of his leg almost fell off. Bring forth the destroyer of souls! On the far wall of the chamber, a dark door burst open. Anna ran into the room in great excitement. Poor dear wasn't very coordinated. His miniature lion chest and forms were sleek and agile, His back half was a stubby and mostly agile hippo bum, kept sliding sideways, swerving into pillars and knocking over braziers. Each time he crashed, he shook his lion's mane and his crocodile sound and yipped heavily. Father is scolding me as always. He says Emmett is female. I'll admit I can't prove it either way, but I've always thought Emmett as a boy monster. He's much too hyper to be otherwise, and the way he marks his territory. But never mind. There's my baby, I got carried away. There's my poochiekins. Emmett ran at me and leapt into my arms, nuzzling me with his rough snout. I Lord Osiris! The stepper lost the bottom of his skull again. Then I was around his leg. This is an outrage! Sadie, that ever do that, please do not refer to the power of souls as poochiekins. Sorry, I better let it down. One of the snake demons said Robert Wyndham's heart on the scales of justice. I think many pictures of Anubis performing this duty and wished he was here now. Anubis would have been much more interesting to watch than some snake demon. On the opposite scale, the feather of truth appeared. Don't get me started on the feather of truth. Scales wavered. The two saucers stopped, just about even. Things like go sides with salt with the Emmett whimpered disappeared pointedly. Most impressive, my father said. Robert Wyndham, you have been found sufficiently virtuous. In fact, you are an investment banker. Red across the nations, baby! Ghost yelled. Yes, well, that's Charlie. You may proceed to the afterlife. The door opened to the left of the ties. St. Demon's held Robert Wyndham to his feet. Thank you, he yelled as the demon escorted him out. If you need any financial advice, Lord Osiris, I still believe in the long-term viability of the market. Door shut behind him. Service sniffed indignantly. Horrible man. The father shrugged. A modern soul who appreciated the ancient ways of Egypt couldn't have been all bad. Dad turned to us. Children, this is the third brother, one of my advisors and gods of judgment. Sorry, I pretend not to have heard. You say he's disturbed. Disturber is my name, the god said angrily. I judge those who are guilty of losing their temper. Yes. Despite my father's weariness, his eyes sparkled with amusement. That was Disturber's traditional duty. Although now he's my last minister, he helps me with all my cases. These be 42 gender gods for different crimes, but you see, like Hotfoot and Fire Embracer, Sia said. So Disturber gasped. How did you know about them? You saw them, Sia said, in the fourth house of the night. You saw! Disturber's almost dropped his skull and all together. Lord Osiris must say them immediately, my brethren. We will discuss that, Dad promised. First, I want to hear what brings my children to the Duat. We took turns explaining the rebel magicians and their secret alliance with Apophis, their pending attack on the first gnome, and our hope to find a new sort of execration spell that might stop Apophis for good. The one news surprised and troubled our father, like the fact that many magicians had fled the first gnome, leaving it so poorly defended that we sent our initiates from Brooklyn to help, and that Amos was flirting with the powers of Set. No, Dad said. No, he can't. Those missions have abandoned him. Inexcusable. The Osalites must rally to the chief lector. He began to rise. I should go to my brother. My lord, Stubba said. You are not a magician anymore. You are Osiris. Dad grimaced, but he eased back into his throne. Yes, of course. Please, children, continue. Someone knew his dad already knew. Told his sons when he mentioned the spirits of the dead who were disappearing. The vision of my mom lost somewhere in the deep duat, fighting against the pull of a dark force that Con and I were certain was the shadow of Tophus. I have searched for your mother everywhere, Dad said despondently. This force that has taken the spirits, whether it's the serpent's shadow or something else, cannot stop it. Can't even find it. Your mother. This expression turned brittle as ice. She understood what he was feeling. For years he lived with the guilt because he couldn't prevent our mom's death. Now she was in danger again, and even though he was the Lord of Death, he felt helpless to save her. He didn't find her, I promised. All this is connected, Dad. We have a plan. Carter and I explained about the shade and how it might be used for a king-size execration spell. My father sat forward, his eyes narrowed. Anubis told you this? He revealed the nature of the shade to a mortal. His blue aura flickered dangerously. I never been scared of my dad. I'll admit I took a step back. Well, it wasn't just Anubis. Toes help, Carter said. And some of us we guessed. Toes! My father spat. This is dangerous knowledge, much too dangerous. I won't have you. Dad! I shouted. I think I surprised him by my patience as finally snapped. I had enough of God telling me what I should or couldn't do. Above in the shadow is what's drawing the souls of the dead. It has to be. It's feeding on them. Getting stronger as above as it prepares to rise. I hadn't really processed that idea before, but as I spoke the words, they felt like the truth. Horrifying, but truth. You got to find the shadow and capture it, I insisted. Then we can use it to banish the serpent. It's our only chance. Unless you want to use a standard execution, you got the statue ready for that. Good for that, don't we, Carter? Carter patted his backpack. Spell will kill us, he said. It probably won't work, but if that's our only option. Zia looked horrified. Carter, you didn't tell me you made a statue of him. You sacrificed yourself to. No, my father said. Anger drained out of him. He slipped forward and put his face in his hands. No, you're right, Sadie. A small chance is better than none. Just compare it to if you sat up and took a breath, trying to gain his composure. How can I help? I assume you came here for a reason. But you're asking for magic I don't possess. Yes, well, I said, that's the tricky part. Before I could say more, the sound of a gong reverberated through the chamber. The main doors began to open. My lord, the servant said, next trial begins. Not now, my father snapped. Can it be delayed? No, my lord. Blue God lowered his voice. This is his trial, you know. Oh, by the 12 gates of the night. Dad cursed. Children, this trial is very serious. Yes, actually, I said, that's what we'll talk afterward. Dad cut me off. Please, whatever you do, don't speak to the curse or make eye contact with him. This spirit is particularly gong and sounded again. The troop of demons marched in, surrounding the accused. I didn't have to ask who he was. Said they had arrived. Hello?
This is NAMHS with a reminder for Jonathan, who primeiro para español, has an appointment on Wednesday, November 5th, with an arrival time of 9 a.m. with Sam Plosky, Olga, PAC, with Zoom, Please connect 5 minutes prior to your scheduled appointment check-in time. We welcome you as a new patient. We look forward to seeing you.
Doctors. The guards were intimidating enough. 6 red-skinned warriors with guillotine blades for heads. Even without them, I could tell something was dangerous from all the magical precautions. Glowing hydrogens spiraled around them like the rings of Saturn. A collection of anti-magic symbols like suppress, dampen, stay, shut up, powerless, and don't even think about it. Sentinel's wrists were bound together with pink strips of cloth. 2 more pink bands were tied around his waist. One was fastened around his neck, and 2 more connected his ankles, so he shuffled as he walked. To the casual observer, pink ribbons might have looked like the Hello Kitty incarceration playset. All I knew from previous personal experience that they were some of the most powerful magic bombs in the world. The 7 ribbons of Hathor. Walt whispered. I wish I could make some of those. I got some, Steele murmured. But the research time is really long. Mine won't be ready until December. Walt looked at her in awe. Guillotine demons fanned out on either side of the accused. Sidney himself didn't look like trouble. Certainly not someone worthy of not so much security. He was quite small. Not best small, mind you, but still a diminutive man. His arms and legs were scrawny. His chest was a xylophone of ribs. He stuck out his chin and smiled confidently as if he owned the world. It isn't easy when one is wearing a loincloth and some pink ribbons. That Dallas face was the same one I'd seen in the hall wall in the Dallas Museum and again in the Hall of Ages. He'd been the priest who sacrificed that pawn, the shimmering vision from the new kingdom. He had the same hawkish nose, heavy-lidded eyes, and the thin, cruel lips. Most priests of ancient times were bald. His hair was dark and thick, slicked back like oil, like a 1950s tough boy. If I'd seen him in Piccadilly Circus with more clothes on, hopefully, I would have steered clear, assuming he was handing out advertisements or starting to sell scalp tickets to a West End show. Lazy and annoying? Yes. Dangerous? Not really. Guillotine demons pushed him to his knees. Certainly seemed to find that amusing. His eyes flickered over the room, registering each one of us. Trying not to make eye contact, but it was difficult. Sidney recognized me and winked. Somehow I knew that he could read my tumbled emotions quite well. Thought he found them funny. He inclined his head toward the throne. Order, Cyrus. All this fuss for me? You shouldn't have. I followed, didn't answer. The grim expression he gestured at the disturber, who shuffled to his scroll till he found the proper spot. Sidney, also known as Prince Kamwaset. Oh, well. Sidney grinned at me and thought the urge to smile back. Haven't heard that name in a while. That's ancient history right there. See? Disturbed spur. Huh. You stand accused of heinous crimes. You have blasphemed against the gods 4,092 times. 91. Sidney corrected. That crack about Lord Horus. That was a misunderstanding. Winked at Carter. Am I right, pal? How in the world did he know about Carter and Horus? Cerberus shuffled his scroll. You have used magic for evil purposes, including 23 murders. Self-defense. Sidney tried to spray his hands, but the rumors restrained him. Including one incident where you were paid to kill with magic. Cerberus said. Sidney shrugged. That was self-defense for my employer. Plotted against 3 separate pharaohs, the servant continued. He's tried to overthrow the House of Life on 6 occasions, most grievous of all. He robbed the tombs of the dead to steal books of magic. Sidney laughed easily. He bounced into his face. Can you believe this, guy? Look, disturber, he said. That is your name, right? Handsome, intelligent, judgment guy like you gotta be overworked and underappreciated. I feel for you. I really do. You got better things to do than dig up my old history. Besides, I have all these charges. He answered them already in my previous trials. Oh, the server looked confused. He agitated his wig, self-conscious, and turned to my bed. Should we let him go then, my lord? No, the server stabbed set forward. Prisoner is using divine words to influence your mind. Orbit is the most secret magic of Ma'at. Even in his bindings, he is dangerous. Sidney examined his fingernails. Older Cyrus, I'm flattered, but honestly, these charges. Silence! God thrust his hand toward the prisoner. Swirling hieroglyphs stood brighter around him. Ribbons of Hathor tightened. Sidney began to jump. This no discretion, not ribbon, replaced with by absolute hatred. I could feel his anger. He wanted to kill my father, kill us all. Dad, I said, please don't. My father frowned at me, clearly unhappy with the interruption. He snapped his fingers and set his palms seized. The ghost magician coughed and wretched. Kamaset, son of Ramses, my father said calmly, you have been sentenced guilty on more than once. First time you've managed to plead for a reduced sentence, volunteering to serve the pharaoh with your magic. Yes, Sidney Crump tried to recover his poise, but his smile was twisted with pain. I'm skilled labor, my lord. It would be a crime to destroy me. Yet you escaped en route, my father said. You killed your guards and spent the next 300 years sowing chaos across Egypt. Sidney shrugged. It wasn't that bad. Just a little bit of fun. You were captured and sentenced again, my father continued, 3 more times. In each instance, you connived your way to freedom. And since the gods have been absent from the world, you run amok, doing as you please, committing crimes and terrorizing mortals. I know that's unfair, Sidney protested. First of all, I missed you gods. Honestly, it was a dull few millennia without you. As for these so-called crimes, some people might say the French Revolution was a first-class party. The Archduke Ferdinand, I know I enjoyed myself. And Archduke Ferdinand, total bore. If you knew him, you would have assassinated him too. Enough! Dad said, you are done. I am the host of Osiris now. I'm not tolerate the existence of a villain like you, even as a spirit. This time you are out of tricks. And yet, excitedly, the guillotine guards chopped their blades up and down as if they were clapping. Silver cried, here, here! As one stepped in, threw back his head and laughed. Father looked stunned, then outraged. Raised his hand to tie the ribbons of Hathor, but they said, wait, my lord, here's the thing. I'm not out of tricks. Ask your children over there. Ask their friends. Those kids need my help. No more lies, my father growled. If far shall be weighed again, Ahmed will devour. Dad! I shrieked. He's right. We do need him. My father turned towards me. I could practically see the grief and rage rolling inside him. He'd lost his wife again. He was powerless to assist his brother. Battle for the end of the world was about to begin, and his children were on the front line. Dad needed to serve justice on this coast position. He needed to feel that he could do something right. Dad, please listen. I said, I know it's dangerous. I know you'll hate this. But we came here because of Sentney. But we told you earlier about our plan. Sentney's got the knowledge we need. See, he's right, Carter said. Please, Dad, you asked how you could help. Give us custody of Sentney. He's the key to defeating Apophis. As the sound of that name, the cold wind blew through the courtroom. Bethia sputtered. Ahmed whimpered and put his paws over his snout. The demons shuffled nervously. No, Dad said. Absolutely not. Certainly his influence with his magic. He is a servant of chaos. My lord, Sidney said his tone is suddenly soft and respectful. I am a lot of things, but a servant of his sake. No, I don't want the world destroyed. Nothing is that for me. Listen to the girl. Let her tell you her plan. The words worked their way into my mind. I realized Setney was using magic, commanding me to speak. I steeled myself against the urge. Sadly, Setney was ordering me to do something I loved, talk. It all came spilling out. How we tried to save the book of overcoming the purpose in Dallas. And Setney had spoken to me with me there. How we found the shadow box and took on the idea of losing the shade. I explained my hopes to revive best in the story of Prophus. It's impossible. Dad said, even if it wasn't said, it can't be trusted. Never release him, not even, especially not to my children. He'd kill you at the first opportunity. Dad, Carter said, we're not children anymore. We can do this. The agony in my father's face was hard to bear. I forced back my tears and approached the throne. Dad, I know you love us. I gripped his hand. I know you want to protect us, but you risked everything that to give us a chance at saving the world. Now it's time we did that. This is the only way. She's right, said the man, sounding forgetful as if he were sorry and he might get a reprieve. Also, my lord, that it's the only way to save the spirits of the dead before the shadow of Apophis joins them all, including your wife. My father's face turned from sky blue to deep indigo. Gripped the stone like he wanted to tear off the armrest. I thought Sidney had gone too far. In my father's hands relaxed, leaning as I changed to desperation and hunger. Gods, he said, give the prisoner the feather of truth. He will hold it, and it all explains itself. If he lies, he will perish in flames. All the guillotine demons plucked the feather from the scales of justice. Sidney looked unconcerned as the glittering student was placed in his hands. Right, he began. So your kids are correct. I did create a shadow execution spell. In theory, could be used to destroy a god or even a prophet. I never tried. Unfortunately, it can only be cast by a living musician. I died before I could test it. Not that I want to kill any gods, my lord. I was just thinking I'd use it to blackmail them into doing my bidding. Blackmail. The gods, Dad growled. Sent me smiled guiltily. That was caught back in my misguided youth. Anyway, I recorded a formula and several copies of the book of overcoming Apophis. Walt grunted, which have all been destroyed. Okay, Zetnus said. My original notes would still be in the margins of the book of Toth that I stole. See, being honest, I guarantee you even Apophis hasn't found that book. I hear it too well. I can show you where it is. The book will explain how to find the shadow of Apophis, how to capture it, and how to cast the execration. Can't you tell us how? Calder said, setting it pouted. Young master, I would love to. I don't have the whole book memorized. It's been millennia since I wrote that spell. If I told you one wrong word in the incantation, we wouldn't want any mistakes. I can lead you to the book once we get it. He asked, why can't you give us directions to the book? Why do you need to come along? Ghost crooned. Because, dog, I'm the only one who can retrieve it. Traps, curses, you know. Besides, you'll need to help deciphering the road. Spell is complicated, but don't worry. All you gotta do is keep these ribbons of Hathor on me. That's right, it's Thea, right? You got experience using them. How did you know? If I cause you any trouble, just then he continued, you can tie me up good like a heart estate present. I won't try to escape, at least not until I lead you to the Book of Toth, and then get you to safely to the shadow of Profus. Nobody knows the deepest levels of Duat like I do. I'm your best hope for a guide. The feather of truth didn't react. Sydney didn't go up in flames, so I guess he wasn't lying. Four of us, said Carter. One of him. Except he killed his gods last time, Paul pointed out, so we'll be more careful. Carter said all of us together should be able to keep him under control. Sydney winced. Oh, except, see, Sadie's got her little side task, doesn't she? She's got to find the shadow of Bess, and actually it's a good idea. I blinked. It is? Absolutely, doll, said Miss Sid. You don't have much time. It's more specific. Your friend doesn't have, Walt doesn't have much time. I wanted to kill the ghost, except he was already dead. I saw they did that smile. The good night chase. Go on. Walt's dumb. Sorry, Dale, but you don't survive long enough to get the Book of Toes, travel to the shadow of Purpose, and use the spell. Just as the time left on your clock. Getting best of shadow, that won't take as long. It'll be a good test of magic. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, we've only got lost one dwarf god. I wanted to stomp his face, but he adjusted for patience. What am I thinking? It's what I'm thinking, he said. So we split up Carter and Thea. You two go with me to get the Book of Toast. Meanwhile, Sadie takes Walt to the ruins of size to find the dwarf's shadow. I'll give you some notes on how to capture it. The spell is just theory. In practice, it's going to need Walt's charming skill to pull it off. You'll have to improvise if anything goes wrong. If Walt succeeds, then Sadie will know how to capture a shadow. If Walt dies afterwards, and I'm sorry, but casting a spell like that will probably do him in. Then Sadie can rendezvous with us in the Duat. We'll hunt down the sick shadow. Everybody wins! I went straight away to the default screen. Only managed to keep my calm because I think that Sydney would find any reaction extremely funny. Face my father. What do you say, Lord Osiris? The chance to get your wife back, defeat above us, restore best of soul, save the world. All I ask is that when I come back, court might take my good deeds into consideration when he sentences me. How fair is that? Chamber was silent except for the crackling fires in the braziers. All in his favor seemed to shake himself out of a trance. My lord, what is your ruling? Dad looked at me. I could tell he hated this man, but sitting there tempting him with the one thing he couldn't pass up. The chance to save our mum. While Ghost had promised me one last day alone with Walt, which I wanted more than anything, and a chance to save Bess, which was a close second. He put Carter and Zia together and promised them a chance to save the world. He put hooks in all of us and reeled us in like fish from a sacred lake. But despite the fact that I knew we were being played, I couldn't find a reason to say no. He has to, Dad, I said. He lowered his head. Yes, we do. May my aunt protect us all. Go well, have fun, Stanley said too. Shall we get going? Doomsday isn't gonna wait. And with that, we end on this chapter.